WMNF.org is the website. Center Stage is now the show. I'm your host, RJ. And folks, if you're tuning in for the very first time, there is no better way to hear the music that's right in your own backyard. What we do on this show is feature local independent musicians. You can get them in here and they get a chance to play live. Tonight, no exception, as I always say. And we do have Bannock in here again, actually, joining me. He was on the show, God, what was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago. He had a little EP that he dropped, kind of getting his feet wet into the music biz. And then, what was it? He went off and wrote 12, 13 more songs?
About that, yeah.
It's crazy. He's emailing me, and he's like, okay, got another song. Okay, got another song. Okay, got another song. It was ridiculous. So I invited him back. He came back in here. We're going to hear a lot of the new songs that he's been writing. So Bannock in here with me on tonight. You all queued up, ready to go?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, what song are we going to hear first?
My favorite song.
My favorite song. So we're going to start off with that here on Center Stage. Take it away when you're ready, man.
All right, here we go. Came to me, Daddy, play a song for me. Sure, what do you want to hear, Daddy? Play me your favorite. I told her it's not complete. Starts the day you were born. I was scared, shaking in my seat. I held you, hear my heart beat. You're my favorite song. Your smile, laugh, what did you say? Your melody gets me through another day. Your song takes away the pain. You're my favorite song. When I was done, she looked at me, smiled, jumped in my arms. Then she gave me a kiss on the cheek. Daddy, play it again for me. You're my favorite song. Your smile, laugh, what did you say? Your melody gets me through another day. Your song takes away the pain. You're my favorite song. One day my daughter came to me, Daddy, play me my song.
My favorite song by Bannock here on Center Stage. And I want to talk about ways people can find out about you, just in case they want to hear some stuff, because I know you got some stuff online.
Oh, yeah.
And so I want to talk about that real quick. So where's the best place to go online to see what's coming up for you, where people can see you live, that type of thing?
Bannockmusic.com. So it's BANIC music.com. Of course, I'm on all the social networks, Facebook, Twitter, Reverb Nation, all / Bannock Music.
Do you have anything coming up? I know you did some open mics at, what was it, Yeoman's Pub?
Right.
Recently. Anything else coming up that people can see yet?
No, still trying to get out there, trying to get some gigs under my belt and just trying to get out there, doing this, and then also going to be recording the album soon. So
yeah, and I want to talk about that too, because we were talking about that before the show started. You had mentioned that you're going to start recording an album in your house, right?
Right.
Like everyone's doing these days, in-house, and then having it mixed probably somewhere at some local folks doing the mixing for you.
Right.
So, but we can talk about that in a second as far as the album, but I wanted to ask you real quick as far as how you think that is with the local scene. I know you're listening to a lot of local folks as I am as far as music goes. How cool is that to have, like, do you find it useful to have their ears to bend, and when it comes to, hey, listen to this, or do this, do that as far as my music is concerned? I mean, is it something that you find that it's out there, like people are hungry or willing to give you feedback?
Oh, yeah. Like, I get feedback all the time from the local. That's who I'm by myself. I don't have a band, so I rely on my brethren in the local community scene to help me with my music, and I help them with theirs if they need me. But there's so much talent here that it's amazing, and I'm just trying to get a part of it on the shows, not just online.
Yeah, right. So doing that and getting feedback there, what type of feedback do you get with the music? Do you send them EPs, or do you just have them play for them? And
I just make demos and just send them off to them, or I post them on my YouTube at youtube.com/bandingmusic, and usually through Facebook, they'll message me and let me know what they thought of it, things like that. Mostly through the YouTube, because that's the way I can get, like, everybody that listens to me now can give me my feedback, because that's what I want. I want whoever's listening to me to let me know how I'm doing.
Right. Because that's the only way to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about my favorite song. And was that on the Blue Butterfly that you...
No.
Okay, because I remember hearing it.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just talked about it.
Well, the demo is on my website. It's
Okay,
like
that's where it is.
Right now, it's the only other thing on my website besides the Blue Butterfly EP, because it was kind of written because of that song. Blue Butterfly became alive.
Yeah.
Was because just like the song says, I was sitting there fiddling with my guitar, and my daughter says, "Play me your favorite song," and I said, "You're my favorite song," and just the words just came out, and that's when I said, "Okay, I guess I could better start doing music again."
And then from there, I can imagine your daughter doesn't want to hear anything else from this point forward.
Well, actually, she's gonna be when I record, she's gonna be singing with me.
Yeah. How old is she?
She's 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah, she's already wanting to be a pop star.
Of course. So that kind of was the stepping off point, you could say, for the new songs that you're doing now and writing. And this is really cool, because one of the things I was excited about you come back in is there's actually a lot of meaning to the songs. A lot of folks do that. They write songs and they try to keep it with a universal meaning. But one of the things that I thought was cool last time you were on here, we were talking about your songs, is it's all really like true to life. You can actually point to an experience in your life that's like, this is why this song is here. And that, I find that is rare, to be honest with you. It's kind of cool that we can actually talk about that.
Right.
So I'm excited. But do you want to jump into that one?
Sure. This song is it's about my beloved town here in Tampa called Loser Town. It's basically about how they call us that, and I'm basically telling them this is how I feel about you calling me that.
Nice. Take it away when you're ready, man.
All right. They call it a loser town. I've lived here all my life. This is the home for my kids and my wife. So go where you want. There's no place I'd rather be than in Tampa. The middle of the spring. Call it a loser town. We have a long losing history, but we have a cup and a Lombardi. So call us what you want. We all have thick skin. A loss is a loss, but this time we'll win. Come from Tampa Bay. We have lightning and rays. We invade like buccaneers. Let's just have some beers. But listen to the sweet sound of the thunder crashing. And this loser town. Fire them cannons.
And that's Loser Town by Bannock here. BannockMusic.com, right?
Right.
Website to go to. Check out that stuff and see what's coming up for them. All right, so let's talk about Loser Town, man. Let's get into that. First of all, why did you decide to speak instead of sing on that one?
Well, that's an interesting thing. If you remember on the Blue Butterfly EP, I did that with the song called Will She Be Here in the Morning. This was a different reason. Since it's about Tampa, and there's a local legend, Ronnie Elliott, and his music is really, he's one of the local artists I told you I've been really listening to, and his music really speaks to me in that I wanted to like kind of like do a tribute to him in the song that he speaks and like does finger picking on a lot of his songs. So, because he tells stories, and I wanted to tell this story in the way that I thought Ronnie Elliott would.
And then as far as there was one line in there I meant to write it down and then get to. It was toward the beginning, but so what? I know there's obviously a focus on sports there.
Yeah,
with our teams and whatnot. But was it actually someone who you were talking to who called it a loser town? Is that how it was borne out?
Well, it kind of.
Or was it from a losing records?
This was last season.
Nice.
Yeah, not the one we just had, but the one before.
Not the glory days.
And where we were getting compared to when we were the team that invented losing. So I thought, okay, if you're going to call us a loser, we have trophies. So say what you want. We are winners.
Yeah. So here's my defense.
Yeah.
So with these songs, and we're hearing really, and I imagine they're all written stripped down.
Mm-hmm.
With my favorite song, Loser Town, all the songs we're going to hear is on the guitar. What type of aspirations do you have when you're actually going to record these? Is it going to be the stripped down sound, or do you want to add more things on top of these? Are you looking for a different twist?
Yeah, when I record, I'm going to, some songs I might just keep them the way they are. If that's the way they're speaking to me, that's the way they're going to be when they're recorded. But I do want to add other, where the sound in my head of the song is actually, if I had a band. So we would be working out drums, bass, all that, maybe a little organ, mandolin, ukulele, just all where I'm hearing it going onto the song that, because the album itself is basically the documentation of the songs.
Right.
So that's how I want them to actually sound. Of course, every time I play them live, they're going to be different. So this is the way I want the songs to be remembered.
Is there going to be an overall theme like the previous one, or is it just going to be kind of a mixed bag?
No, I wanted this first album to be just some songs.
Yeah.
Just to tell you some stories, and then hopefully down the road, I'll do like a full-length concept EP. A couple of ideas are going on in my head, but right now I'm just trying to write good stories right now and just getting some stories out there until I try to tackle a whole album on one story.
Well, I wanted to ask you about tricks because, I mean, you know, with most of the folks that come in here, myself included, you know, it's not our day job to do here and make music or do a radio show, that type of thing. So I wanted to ask you for some tricks that you may have, because I know, you know, with the 9 to 5 and then coming home writing music, and we were talking about this a little bit, but is there anything that you would do? Like, do you have to lock yourself in a room away from distractions, or what kind of tricks do you have when you're writing to make sure you're focused on that or practicing as far as your music goes?
Yeah, I have to work it out with my wife and the kids, and because the kids want to be a part of it. They want to hear Daddy play. They want to see how it goes. Like I said, my 7-year-old wants to be a pop star, so she wants to see how it's done. She's actually trying to write songs at age 7.
Wow.
So I just try to get it in, and it's funny. I mostly, from a thing I learned from Steve Vai, is I try to work on things in my mind with like reading things and just trying to write. I'm starting to try to write the music itself instead of just always playing it, because I never get a chance to really get around my guitar. So I've just been doing that, and also, you know, the little apps on your phone kind of help with the guitar apps and stuff like that. I practice at work with I look kind of funny, but I have my little phone out playing the songs with the acoustic guitar apps.
So you're finding technology is helping you?
Oh yeah,
keep it on track.
Yeah, it's helping me a lot because it just with a computer you can try to do anything, but I don't want my music to sound like it came from a computer.
Right.
So I'm going to be playing everything, but just record with the computer.
I hear you. That's cool. Can we jump into another one?
Oh yeah. This one's called Forever Alone Blues.
Take it away, man.
I'm forever alone. It's all I've ever known. Solitaire's my only friend, my only friend. depressant, I've known depressant. But don't you pity me. It's the way it should be, it's the way it should be. I'm forever alone. It's all I've ever known. Advice, something I don't hear. I don't hear. Well, it's been the same way for years. Been the same way for years. But lonely, I'll never be. The music will set me free. The music will set me free. I'm forever alone. It's all I've ever known. Companion, I got none. I got none. Well, I'll sing my songs till I'm done. I'll sing my songs till I'm done. This is not the end of my story. My guitar will sing my glory, my glory. I'm forever alone.
Forever Alone Blues.
Oh, yeah.
BannockMusic.com is where you can find out more about Bannock here on Center Stage tonight. So, all right. So, singing that one, I got to ask, since the songs are closer to the heart, how's the wife pick up on that one?
Yeah, I've had to, with my wife, when she listens to a song, she's like, okay, that bothered her, you know?
Yeah.
Because it was written recently. It wasn't written like when I was single.
Yeah.
She listens to the song and then asks what's the reason behind the song. And when she finds out it's not about her, she's happy.
Right.
It was basically about when I released the EP. I, in my mind, thought, oh, I will release the EP. I'll start opening for my friends, not realizing I need to pay dues first. I need to do gigs first before I can actually start playing like bigger things. And I just felt alone with my music because, one, I did it all by myself. So that was basically me saying, I guess I'm all alone. And it started out as like a upbeat, like Irish tune, kind of. But once I really started listening to the lyrics, I realized it's a blues song.
Yeah. And
just picked up the guitar and just started playing it that way from then on in.
What type of influences are you drawing from then? Because you're right. I mean, that a little bit of blues twang to that one, and then Losertown's a little bit more of like a monologue type thing.
Yeah.
So Ronnie Elliott, I know you mentioned, but is there any other type of influences you're drawing off of when these songs are coming to mind?
Well, with that, in my mind, with that, I'm trying to go with an old blues sound, like when it started, like with the acoustic, and when someone was just by themselves with their acoustic guitar and without the electricity and things like that. That's what's going on in my head when I play that song. So I've been listening to like Robert Johnson and old, like some Eric Clapton, some Keb Mo, things like that. That's where I'm a huge blues fan.
Yeah.
And I never felt I had the right to sing the blues. But now I'm starting to feel it's time to put my stamp on it. So hopefully later on down the line, I'll be doing some more blues songs. But that's where I'm going to start from, is that song.
And then that's Forever Alone Blues. All these songs that we're hearing tonight, Losertown, my favorite song, all that you're planning on putting these all on the new
the
recording.
album. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have a title for it yet?
Right now it's called Volume 1.
Nice.
I figured it's a title that, because I might still redo Blue Butterfly on the album. So I figured if I redo Blue Butterfly and it's new songs, just call it Volume 1.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Maybe Greatest Hits. Why not?
But since
it's your first one, I think that would throw people for a loop.
Yeah, that's the other thing behind the Volume 1 is if it's the only one.
Yeah.
It's Volume 1.
It's Volume 1.
There's only one volume. So that was like kind of like the joke behind it was just, let's call it Volume 1. And I didn't want to just name it Bannock.
Right.
Because that's why it's basically going to be called Bannock Music Volume 1. Like, this is all the music that I have at this time. And That's why I might do things. I might like I did with this, release a EP, then release a whole album, but put it all back on the album as volumes. Because I have no record label, so I can do whatever I want.
Exactly.
If I want to release one song, I'll release one song.
Right. If I want to release one volume, I release one volume.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Bannock for a second? Where that
yeah.
where we touched on it last time you were here, but that was eons ago, man.
It was a band, Burdenfly, that helped me get through a tough time in my life when I was needing something. I went to go see them play a live show, and I stayed with them ever since. And they always called me Big Ass Nick, and it just became Bannock as Big Ass Nick in Charge. And it became a name. It was like people knew me by it. So I just started going along with it. So I figured I'm going into music. I just use that name. And it's been working out because it's a conversation starter. Because some people think I'm Norwegian. Because if you look in Bannock, it brings up all this stuff from Norway.
Really?
Yeah, I guess it's a common name back over there.
Back in the old country.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
But yeah, that's basically where it came from. And I am a big guy. So it just kind of that's where it came from, was just them always calling me Bannock. And it just stuck as music because that's when the music community knew me as. Yeah. So why change my name?
That's cool that it kind of fell in the lap like that. A lot of people struggle with coming up with names like that, but that almost seems like it was so organic that it couldn't be anything else.
Right, and Prince was taken, so
right. So was the symbol.
Yeah.
Well, if you're just now tuning in, Center Stage is the show. I'm your host, RJ. Bannock is sitting here with us this lovely morning. BannockMusic.com is where you can find out his information. We heard 3 songs. My favorite song, Loser Town, and Forever Alone Blues. We're going to keep on trucking with that into the wee hours here in 2013. So you want to jump into another one?
Yeah, this is the one I just released the demo on my YouTube. It's Road to Forgiveness. The tears match her crystal blue dress. The night she was ready and looked her best. Be a night she would never forget. Be a night I would always regret. What do you do when sorry's not enough? Life's lessons, what makes you tough? The guilt of my soul is relentless. Please lead me road to forgiveness. We talked on the phone till that day. When that day came, nothing to say. Her family and friends were all sitting there. The night I lied and made a hard tale. What do you do when sorry's not enough? Life's lesson, what makes you tough? The guilt of my soul is relentless. Please leave me road to forgiveness. The road to forgiveness, my destiny. Please, God, have her forgive me. I'm troubled, I know not what I do. Bearing the rubble reaching out to you. What do you do when sorrow's not enough? Life's lesson will make you tough. The guilt of my soul is relentless. Please let me road to forgiveness.
Powerful song, man. Road to Forgiveness. Bannock here on center stage. So are you giving forgiveness or asking for forgiveness on that one?
I was asking for that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that one for a second?
Yeah, that's, and like I said, like you were talking, all songs have stories and some of them are very personal. And that one is one of those that's really personal. It was, I was messed up like every other teenager, suffering through depression and things like that, throwing, all those things they threw at us back then.
Right.
And I basically, the long story short, I stood up the girl I was gonna take to prom, and it was like a crossroads type thing. I just went the other way, and I regretted it ever since. It was something that it was like one of those things in my life I regretted. And I actually met up with her recently, and she, on Facebook and stuff, and she just told me to write a song about it. So I wrote a song about it, and stuff, and she hasn't got back to me. She's forgiven me yet from the song, so we'll just, hopefully one day she will forgive me.
And we'll leave it at that. See what happens. Yeah. So that's the song then. That's the one we were talking about there.
Oh, yeah.
So is that newer then? I mean, because the experience is old. That song, that's a newer song, obviously.
Yeah, it's
just reached out.
Yeah, it's a newer song. It was like a couple of months old, but I've been working with it. And the thing with my songs, I change them all the time. That used to have a bridge, and now it doesn't. So it just a lot of different songs, each song I probably have played the night has had 3 different versions of it.
Wow.
So that's what I'm doing right now with that song. So, but yeah, it's kind of like trying to go into like a kind of gospel feel to it, but just begging for forgiveness. It's a love song.
Yeah. It's pretty powerful, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's, it's definitely, I think, heading down the deep road there. And because you can take it both ways. You're either asking for forgiveness or you're looking for redemption, that type of thing.
Right.
But yeah, it's a good song. I like it.
Well, thank you.
What why the Takamine? Is there anything behind that?
When I was about 18 or so, I got a Telecaster, and it didn't work out well. Like the plug-in kept coming off, like a saddle just kept going low, and I went, all right, I'm tired of this, going back to acoustic.
Yeah.
And I took it back to the store, and the guy's like, all right, let's trade it up. And he said that this was a cheaper version, but it's a Takamine, so it's good.
Right.
And he put in a pickup for me, so I can play it live. And it's been my guitar. It's one I've written all my songs on. It's my baby. It's actually, the guy that sold it to me was named Alan Brooks, so I named it Allison, which I ended up naming my first daughter, Allison.
Really?
So it went the other way. She doesn't know how to feel that she was named after a guitar. So, but she now knows it's Allie, and she wants to name everything now.
Right.
So
that's awesome though. I mean, that, the thing that probably meant one of the things that meant probably the most to you at the time, and then you wanted to convey that. But see, I asked because, a lot of folks with their instruments, like I've noticed some folks really get into it. Like, obviously they're naming their instruments, and we were talking before, letting it breathe and get used to the room before you actually pick it up to play it. So there's a lot of superstition behind there. That's why I was curious as far as what that goes. So if you're just now tuning in, Center Stage is the show. I'm your host, RJ, and we just heard Road to Forgiveness. Bannock sitting in here with me tonight. BannockMusic.com is where you can find out more about that. And let's hear a little bit as why we're commercial free.
WMNF is commercial free. Corporations and businesses don't tell us what to play. You do. You're listening to listener supported 88.5.
What mean the world to me is being free. Live and let live and just let it be. Let it be.
There you go. It's always good, wise words of advice. We are commercial free, if you've noticed, if you're just now tuning in for the very first time. We don't play commercials on this station. It's the listeners who keep our doors open. So if you want to find out more about that, WMNF.org is the website. You can always go there and donate to community radio, find out about volunteer opportunities, all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. All the programmers here are volunteers and were once lonely little volunteers just stacking CDs and doing whatnot throughout the station. So if you're ever interested in that, go to the website and find out more. So Bannock sitting in here with me on Center Stage, man. We've heard 4 songs. I want to get into another one because we're just trucking along here. So you want to jump into another one?
Oh, yeah. This is actually one of the few covers I do. That's all going on the album.
Nice.
It's a song written by a friend of mine, Dean Johannesson, called Bird and Fly.
Take it away, dude.
I see your hands resting upon him. When burden you feel like a bird and fly. How does it feel to be without him? I couldn't show you even if I tried. Some things you just can't explain. I don't need your excuses. Some things can't be left unnamed. Bird and fly. Cursing the thoughts, knowing I'm guilty, but just the same as you were, lost in confusion, glad to be looking. But it's hard to rest in my mind. Some things you just can't explain. I don't need your excuses. Some things can't be left unnamed. Bird and fly.
Cover tune by Bannock here on Center Stage, Bird and Fly. So when you decide to do a cover, man, why? I mean, what makes you want to pick a particular song?
Well, when I do a cover, it means something to me. It either that song has touched me or there's a reason behind it. Like that song touched me and this is my way of, this is what the song sounds like in my head.
Right.
Basically when I do it. This song in particular, it's Bird and Fly, which is actually the name of Dean's old band, who like we were talking about earlier. We after the band broke up, we actually sat down with all the songs. I said, I want to cover one. And we went through every single song, and the one we ended up with the one he named the band after. And the song's kind of taken on its own meaning towards me because I lost my brother-in-law a few years ago, about actually almost to the day, almost 5 years. And this song is kind of like how kind of helped me through it because of the words. It's kind of helped me through and my family through the hard time. And basically saying I'm here for my family during that hard time, and it's just a great song.
Yeah.
And I did talk to all the band members, and they told me if I do it my way. don't do it the way we did it. So I tried to just put my own take on it. It's more of a like upbeat rock song, the original, and I just tried to bring it to the acoustic.
So when you're singing that, then when you decide to play that, does it always take you back to, that particular loss type thing? Is it always in the back of your mind whenever you play that song?
In a way, it's one of those things that I have him in my mind, but I also think back to the great times I had with the band.
Yeah.
Because of when I heard this song, I always heard it live, and it was just a good time. So it's just, of course, it's a yin and yang. It's a good feeling and a bad feeling. I think all songs have that. There's a saddest song can actually make you happy in some way.
I wanted to ask too, as far as, because I know you want to do an album coming up, and I think the goal right now is to get out there and just play as much as you can live, right? As far as the immediate goal. But looking ahead 5-10 years, like what would have to happen, or what would happen to make you wake up and be like, okay, music dream achieved, or at least on the way to being achieved? Where do you see it all going? Like why would you? Let's leave it at that. Where would you see it all going?
When I'm able to support my family with my music.
Yeah.
That is my main goal. Is my perfect dream would be to work on my music during the year and tour during the summer when my kids can come with me. It's just, that's my goal, is to actually support my family with my music and not have to do the 9 to 5, but just play my music all the time. Like, make my job be my music. I'll go to a room for 9 to 5 if I need to and just write. But that's what my main goal is, just to support my family with my music and make their lives better.
Because I imagine now, since you're writing, sometimes it can be an escape too, right? I imagine, you pick up the guitar just to play around, and that escapes kind of washes off the dirt from the day job type thing. Do you find you leaning more towards doing it as opposed to listening to it? Like, do you find this is I don't want to say taking away, but just changing the way that you are lost in your music? Did you get lost in your own music, or do you still find it's you're still playing and listening to do the same, to achieve the same goal?
Well, yeah, I definitely want to I want to start doing shows and stuff like that, but like, I'm trying to understand listening to music same as me performing it. Yeah,
I was just curious, is now that you get into the playing more, and you're getting more out there, do you find that's hindering your musical listening? I think I would say.
In a way, because I listen to myself more, which is not always a good thing, because then I critique myself, but then like you said, I get lost. I'll just go put on like Marty Stewart or Dwight Yoakam and just get lost in the music and just break away from reality and go to where they're going to take me.
Right.
And then sometimes after you listen to like a great album or something like that, a song pops into your head. So it's going around, just trying to listen to great music and try to see what comes out of it, because everything's been done before. It's just my new take on it.
Exactly, yeah. That's a good way of looking at it, too. So Bannock in here with me on Center Stage. BannockMusic.com is the website where you can find out some more information. If you're just now tuning in, Center Stage is the show. I'm your host, RJ. And you can find out more about this show at WMNF.org, and just click on the schedule, find the show Center Stage. If you know a band, local artist wants to come on, let me know. Just email me. It's WMNFCenterStage@gmail.com. That's WMNFCenterStage@gmail.com. So have them drop me a line, and we can work it out and get them on the show, because that's what we're all about on this particular show, is we feature local musicians, and we give them a chance to breathe, to get their music out there. So Bannock's going to keep us company for the next 20 minutes as we lead up into hip-hop flavors, which will be coming on your way at 1 o'clock here. So you got another song ready?
Sure.
What's up?
Save Me. They say God saves all. I don't hear his call. I'm here all alone. It seems all I do is wrong. The pain grows every day. It seems. Hear what the people say. Save me from my pain. Save me. I'm going insane. Save me. Save me. I get weaker every day in this game that you play. If I play, I'm a loser. I see my abuser. All I say is help me. All you say is I can't see. Don't they hear me say, save me from my pain. Save me. I'm going insane. Save me. Save me.
Save Me by Bannock here on Center Stage. So in that song, man, who are you asking for salvation from?
Oh, well, actually, that was when I was thinking of doing the album, I wanted to look back at my old high school writings, and that actually came from like my songs I wrote in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I changed the lyrics a little bit to be more of a general, and then not call out who it was about. And I figured all my songs, I was listening this back on my songs, and I noticed they were really dark, and most of the music was that way too. So this song was one of those that started out like a rock song, and then it became a slow song. Now I don't know what type of rhythm I'm doing on it now. It just sound happy. So I just wanted a happier song, and just hopefully it speaks to people where that they feel alone, and they just want to be heard, and just that's what my goal behind that song was, just for people that feel alone, that say they do have a voice.
So that's ironic too, because I mean, so you found your voice with the song,
Yeah.
and from long ago. I mean, what high school? What was that? 20 years ago?
Something like that.
Something like that. And then coming back around that way, and then finding. So in a way, for you, I mean, it kind of sounds like the salvation turned out to be the song.
Mm-hmm.
But then people are still searching for it within the song. It's a big loop, man.
I know.
I'm freaking out right now.
Just like I said on the Blue Butterfly EP, it was a loop. Remember?
Right, I did. That's right. Yeah. That's right. It just keeps on one big circle. So all right. So yeah, Bannock here on Center Stage. BannockMusic.com. Save Me was the song we just heard, and I want to squeeze in at least one more if we can before we have to jet out. So we're going to do that in just a moment. But before we do, man, I want to thank you for coming in.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that, I mean, it's phenomenal. You can truck out here. I know midnight is late, especially with the job in the morning.
Oh yeah,
I feel the pain. But yeah, so it's cool that you can take the time away to do that. And I know we mentioned the website BannockMusic.com. Are you going to be, when you record? Is it the plan is basically just to release it on the website?
Well, no. Well, I'm gonna like go through like a distribute through the internet. So like it's gonna be on like iTunes. It's something like, well, most of independents go through CD Baby.
Yeah.
And go through that and go through all the digital distributors and stuff like that. So not just on my website like my EP is. That's only on my website.
Right.
But this one will be a full length release. Anyone around the world can get it.
We'll be able to get the music to it.
Yeah.
Have you been researching that? Because I'm always curious too. Because some folks, local folks, have been in there and like, oh yeah, you can find my song on iTunes. Is that easy? Just to put your music up on there?
I don't know yet because I haven't really pursued. I have what I was probably gonna go through, like I said, like CD Baby, or I can go through Reverb Nation, stuff like that.
Right.
They make it sound easy. They make it sound like you just send them the songs and eventually, like,
boom.
Yeah, it's on iTunes. They just like try to warn you that if sales, each distributor has a different way they do the sales towards you, but that's about it. I don't know how, because I know I've heard people just put one song. I've only really looked at it through a whole album.
Right.
So I don't know how much it would cost just for one song. Probably the same amount. That's why I'm doing it for a full album.
For a full album. Yeah, get your whole voice out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Excuse me. So the songs we heard tonight: "Save Me," "Bird and Fly," "Road to Forgiveness," "Forever Alone Blues," "Loser Town," my favorite song, and all these, from what I understand, are going to be on that.
Oh yeah,
coming up on Volume 1.
Volume 1
coming up shortly here. So yeah, man. So let's jump into another one if we could, real quick.
All right. This is a song I wrote about when George Harrison died. He's one of my main influences on like life and music, and it really hit me hard. And it was actually, I was on my way to, I was picking up a friend from work to go to work, and he showed on the news. And when I got to work, I basically took a break and wrote the whole song.
Wow.
So it's just how I felt when I found out one of my heroes passed on.
Passed away. Take it away, dude.
Turn on the news today and started to cry. One of my heroes was gone. He taught me to love and trust in music. Emptiness can only be filled by his song. The mystic man's life has gone quiet. Said the sun will come one day. The clouds cover the blue sky. The rain falls from heaven as tears. Lord, you have the spiritual one. I hope he plays you a song. For I'm alone with my guitar, play nothing but the blues. Lost his love to a slow hand. Rather be him than any other man. Love found him again with a child. That love lasted to the day he passed. All things must pass. Lord, you have the spiritual one. I hope he plays you a song. I'm alone with my guitar and play nothing but the blues.
Oh Ode to George.
Yep.
Is it what's the title of that one?
Spiritual One.
Spiritual One. Yeah. Did you see that concert for George they did?
I have the DVD.
Oh man, it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that just was born out of that. Just because I guess a major influence.
Oh yeah, major, because my favorite song is my favorite song, but my favorite song outside my own is While My Guitar Gently Weeps, which you know me personally, so you know how much of an Eric Clapton fan I am. And so I had to put him in there. He's, the slow hand that took his wife,
right?
Which became Layla. I tried to touch on little parts of his life that people would recognize in the song. It is an ode to George. Like, that's how I feel every fan of George Harrison felt when they found out he finally had passed away.
Right. Once the news was heard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then kind of born out of that. So how long did that song take to kind of put down, since you were kind of researching a little bit of life? I'm curious on that one.
It actually, some songs just come to you. And this is one of those songs that it just, like I said, I took a break and got a piece of paper out and just wrote how I was feeling, and it became this song almost word to word.
Right.
I had to change a few things. Of course, didn't want to mention names or anything like that, so I just put the code names like Slow Hand and didn't want to mention anyone's name. Just everybody knew the Spiritual One that was one of his nicknames. Of he was a spiritual one, or he was the mystic man, or he was, of course, he said the sun would come one day. We're still waiting for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's a really kick-ass acoustic version of While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Oh yeah, I believe it was on the anthology thing they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that version.
That's the only version I've listened to recently.
And that's what amazed me, is that's the version that he played for the Beatles, and they said no.
Right.
So he brought in Clapton, and now we have that song.
Like, okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, Bannock here on Center Stage, bannockmusic.com. If you're just now tuning in, go back, listen to the archive. You can hear the whole set from this evening, and check that out, man. Thanks so much for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Next week on the show, Phoenix is coming in. Local hip-hop artist will be in here with me. We'll be talking about his beats, his tunes, and kind of taking it from there. WMNF.org is the website. Find the show Center Stage. If you know an artist that wants to come on the show, have them drop me an email. My email's on there, but it's WMNFcenterstage@gmail.com is the best way to get a hold of me. You wanna play us out? You got a song you can play us out with?
Sure. I'll do my Blue Butterfly.
All right. So Bannock's going to play us out here into Hip Hop Flavors, man. So thanks so much again for coming in.
Thank
you. Yeah, take it away.
You make love feel so true. You should never leave. I am your dreamer. You make me wanna believe. Fly on, blue butterfly. Fly on to your tree. Fly on, blue butterfly. Oh, don't forget me. You're my blue butterfly. I'm your dreamer.